The US government recently bought $290 million of radiation pills, and the reason might shock you. Although the Department of Health and Human Services has been investing for years in medical countermeasures in the event of a nuclear emergency, the department's announcement earlier this month that it spent $290 million on a drug used to treat radiation sickness raised eyebrows amid an uptick in nuclear threats from Russian President Vladimir Putin. On the 4th of October 2022, the US government announced it would purchase $290 million on the drug Nplate from Amgen USA Incorporated. The Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response has invested in 4 drugs approved to treat radiation sickness since 2015, supporting the drug's development in preclinical research and purchasing quantities to store. The American pharmaceutical company Amgen made the most recent purchase. An HHS official claimed the purchase was part of a continuous effort to prepare for a wide range of threats, including chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and new infectious illnesses, but declined to clarify to Reuters whether it was related to Russia's increased rhetoric. In late September, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a partial mobilization of soldiers while reiterating threats to use nuclear weapons. Most of the world has condemned Russia's actions of threatening nuclear war, but does the US know something the rest of the world doesn't? Since the start of the war, only one country has claimed that Russia will have deadly consequences. The US is committed to punishing Russia if they are to use any nuclear weapon. Top government officials, including Joe Biden, have refused to state what the consequences would be. The US has accused Putin of saber-rattling, and stated time and time again that there is no proof that Russia intends to deploy nuclear weapons on Ukraine or its allies. Although it was very impossible to determine, CIA Director William Burns told CBS News that it was unclear whether Putin was lying about utilizing the weapons. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky told the BBC on Friday that Russia was preparing their society for nuclear war, but that Putin is not ready to do it. A Ukrainian counteroffensive in the last month has increased concern that Putin may deploy smaller tactical nuclear weapons in retaliation to the slowdown of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. US Vice President Joe Biden said he didn't believe Russian President Vladimir Putin was making light of his threats, and added that he didn't believe that there was a method to deploy tactical nuclear weapons without causing Armageddon. Since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis, the possibility of Armageddon has not existed, the president declared. The US has stated that they would only use nuclear weapons as a defense, and although it is unlikely for Putin to attack the US, an attack on any of these countries is considered a direct attack on the US itself. This includes Australia, the UK, the EU, Tunisia, and many more. The US doesn't expect to be attacked, which is why it is confusing as to why they bought almost $300 million of Nplate, as the US's goal is to eliminate Russia completely from the world economy, to have no threat of nuclear war. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch this video on 4 possible outcomes from the Ukraine-Russia war.